It's finally time to play Transience. I was debating whether or not to stream the game and record it, but with how my schedule is, it's better if I just record it and break down each level into episodes. With that, I also wanted to provide my opinion on each level, if there's enough to talk about. So these episodes are basically 2 videos in one. This first part would be me giving my impression on the level after I played it, and the second part is me actually playing the level for the first time. I don't know how much I'll be able to do that throughout the game, but for the first level there is plenty to talk about. Right now, the plan would be to put my thoughts at the end of the level, but for the first episode, it's better if I put it here at the front. You can let me know in the comments which way I should do this for the next episode. Regardless, I'll add chapters to the video so you can skip to whichever section you want. Let's start with my impression of this game and this first level. It's been talked about to death, but the pacing of the first level is not so great at the start. The game throws a wall of text at you, followed by a comic book cutscene to help establish the lore of the game and where the main character, Eli, stands in it. In my opinion, I think nowadays a cold open is a better approach. Make a small action sequence we can play through to start the game, and use some of the opening dialogue during the mission. The moment the sequence ends, cut to title, and then give us a smaller wall of text and the comic book cutscene. I prefer that show don't tell approach, or show while telling approach. But knowing that this game is inspired by Max Payne, I totally understand why they did it this way. It can feel heavy-handed to those who aren't familiar with the Max Payne style of storytelling. After all, we can't forget how bad Max Payne 3 was received due to its never-ending and unskippable cutscenes. Speaking of that, once you do get past the obligatory crouch and prone under these objects, that really does feel forced in this game, the pacing feels a lot better. Very few and very short cutscenes, and opting to tell the story while you're playing through the level. It's a balanced approach and I appreciate it. It doesn't feel like the level is suddenly put on pause to show a cutscene. The developers should feel happy about that. What does hurt the pacing when you're in the level though is the AI. I may be in a different camp than others, but I don't have too many issues with the AI, at least for this first level. I want to give it a positive and say the AI feels very consistent. Once I know what the limitations and blind spots are, it's a lot easier to know what I can get away with. That does leave the door open to exploit certain scenarios, but part of that should always be available when we're talking about a stealth game. Otherwise, you'll just get run down by 15 guards for seemingly no reason. This game leans a lot more towards being safe and easier than it may need to be. We'll dive into my negatives or critiques as to why that is. The first issue I do have is the peripheral vision of the AI. I'm crouched and way off to the side of the AI and they can still spot me. Even when they're walking away, the indicator of them spotting me keeps going up. Granted, I am playing on hard, so maybe it's more relaxed on normal or easy. In those windows of sneaking behind the enemy, at least for this first mission, they're very tight at times, if not non-existent. The second issue I have is the AI placement within the apartments. Not in the hallways, but in the apartment rooms. Some apartments have 4 or even 5 guards in the same area. It doesn't feel possible to stealth around all of those enemies with how close they are to each other. I did make it happen from time to time later on in the level, and the apartments became easier to traverse. But for the first apartment room you get into to have 4+ enemies, there wasn't really a chance to play it slow, get a few quiet takedowns, and move on. I know Transience is a stealth action shooter. Just for this first level, there's a lot more emphasis on the action side than the stealth side of things. The third and final issue I have with AI is how safe they take engagements. I shoot down an enemy at the end of a hall in front of another enemy, that second enemy just sits back, occasionally leans over, and fires a shot at me if I'm in its line of sight. This might be a first level, lower skilled AI type of deal, but I would prefer to see these guards rush down the hallway if something like that happens. That transition from patrolling to hunting needs to feel more natural or more aggressive in my opinion. Overall, for the level layout, I don't hate it. Take out the weird pathing to get to the apartments and we're kind of good to go for the most part. The only complaint here is the rooftop at the end. It played out weird for me. I died a few times due to getting blindsided. Figuring out how much of the rooftop is accessible and where the enemies are was very difficult at first. I ended up killing most of the guards in the same exact spot because I couldn't find a safe way to push up on the rooftop. I'll just add this bit here. The bullets hitting walls are way too loud in this segment. I can't tell when a shot is meant for me or for someone else, or how far away that bullet impact is. It feels like those impacts are right next to me, even when they're not. It just made the later portion of this level very confusing to tell what's going on. I get part of that is immersion to convince the player how hectic the situation is. Just for a game like this, I would have liked to better tell from the audio what was happening. And that's my impression of the first level. I don't hate it like others apparently do. What is wrong with the level isn't enough for me to make it dislike it or lose interest with the game. I do understand if it was too much of a slog for some people. Just for a stealth shooter, the game's going to feel slow. Maybe it felt too slow, but not for me. Let me know what your thoughts are for the level, and let's get into the gameplay. Until then, I am Mr. Rain, and I'll see you next time. I remember this from the demo. Anyways, well, we'll roll and run hard for now. Tell me what's going on. The emergent war wages overseas as America experiences a cold and blissful peace of mind. Corporations working in tandem in a wartime contract. Big Fried, didn't you used to hate this? Didn't you used to hate being hit with a wall of text the moment you started up game? I know that's a common complaint. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying.
Nature has a funny way of teaching us lessons without being loud about it. Subtle ways, from the thickening air to the poisoned rains and vanishing fish. So much can change from our collective actions. Yet the river still flows one way in the end. You go with the flow, everything becomes easy. Trade-off being, you ain't really in any kind of control. People try their entire lives to trick themselves into thinking otherwise. Yet the river itself is strong, wide, fast, and destructive. Merciless at times. Little movements here and there are the most control we really have over anything. Splashing around, none the wiser, till it's all too late, and we go tumbling over the edge together. Even the common criminals around here make it big. Especially if they're toting a solid skill set and know how to hold an edge over the competition. The big guys and corps have the jobs, and the little guys slink along, picking up scraps till they can be worth the proper steak cuts. Some of us are a little past that, but only a little. Still working for the corpse in the end, even if it's freelance. Far higher risk, far higher reward. Business this side of the dime eventually becomes more about taking the right jobs rather than simply staying alive. Sometimes we'll see the rush coming, apply enough pressure and plant our feet, hoping to stand against the current. Just a matter of time before the endless flow of the water returns us to the stream. We know it. We still fight for control all the same. No matter how many signs we receive, and in any number of ways, the river never changes.
Hey, unique little intro there. I'm not against it. At least the comic cutscene. We start off.
Housing this far off the beaten path is just math. The area was by no means nice, just less in the spotlight. Though that meant a little noise now and then. The slingings, beatings, and territory plays were daily. Typical even. They'd get especially loud from time to time. Even lethal. That was just how it went. Another spoke on the city's wheels, doing what it'd do naturally in New Houston. Round and round.
So cool. So cool that you start off in the metro, in the subway, just like you did in Max Payne 1. I love that homage. Alright. Fuzzy! He's in the game. Arctic. Ha! It's always about that time. Time to craft. We the people. I know there are a ton of Easter eggs here to like a bunch of people and channels that are a part of the Big Fry lore, if we should say. The day before. We can't forget that, ever. Vanilla Hickory. Blackbeard! Hey, Blackbeard! Alright. Oh, Flo's here. Hey. Having a bad day there, pal? Team green. If it ain't green, it ain't for me. I know I'm taking a long time, but like, again, this is something we've been waiting for quite a while. So just to be able to move around in it in an actual level is really cool. Big Fry, there you are. Is reality. Earth 2. Frost. Hey, Frost. Alright, up the elevator we go. Let's actually start this game. Really, didn't go the Cyberpunk route with like TV ad, huh? Or no ads at all in the elevator.
You know, the skies are always shaded with a cloud cover out here. Locals tend to agree it's some omen about the future. God's, ironically, clear-cut response to the actions of our fellow man.
That red?
Omens and the wrath of God are just coping explanations to simple matters. The sky's fogged because we're all swimming in the modern American dream out here. Nothing puzzling about it at all. It's just nature. The walk home that night wasn't special either. Down the same old decrepit streets, towards that cheap heap I call home. Of course, I could have planted my feet anywhere in the city, even in the high-rises next door to the CEOs with the gold-plated floors. What kind of asshole walks on gold? Anyway, I preferred somewhere closer to home. The stains I represent in my line of work shouldn't be slumming it with the men who never get their hands dirty. Abide near the people drawing eyes. You draw eyes. That said, the corpos hardly set foot out here, let alone leave a watchful eye to take notes. There's never anything to note. Anything, other than the typical, was a unicorn of a day. And if I knew how special the day was, I might have dressed differently for my last errands, given how long my unicorn of a day was about to become.
Guys gotta think before unicorns. I guess. Also red. Red. I don't know how much I'm going to cut or keep. I'm just kind of goofing around. Can I close it? Hey, I can close it. I can be respectful and close the door. New objective, get home. We always take the vents to get home. We don't want to make it easy for no one, not even ourselves. I guess. Oh, we can sprint inside, that's cool. We have sprint crouching, kind of. Speaking of which, I do have to change a keybind here and there. Doom and Frosty. Hit. 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 Did my due diligence here. Hit. Nope. Okay. Frinky. There's probably nothing here. Some cars. Alright, you really do have to hold shift when you're going prone. Dear lord, that is slow.
That's an awful lot of gunfire for a drug bust, but just about right for a gang war. Worst part of any night is when your last few minutes walking home turn into an ordeal. This would be the third war this year. Hopefully the bangers don't make too much of a mess.
That was a little loud. Chris, and I can't read that. I'm so sorry, I cannot read that. Yeah, I can't even start to read that.
Ugh, messy. I think I recognized her. Lizzie Kowalski. Such a strange woman. She took a never-retreat method to everything she did. Made her a good gangbanger. A decent leader. Can't say I approved of the reckless methods, but I suppose this was the best ending she could hope for. Decent view on the way down. Could always play a few games to pass the time till the gunfire stops.
Sounds like a plan.
Was never good at Jam 8. 7, however.
Yeah, because 7 allowed you to break dance. This 8 doesn't. I've seen the clips. One thing here. I keep right clicking instinctually, thinking that I can zoom in, but I cannot. Alright, moving on.
Now that is far too much gunfire for just a hit. Didn't have a weapon on him. The gunfire still popping off above. Likely means this poor guy just has terrible luck. Empty. Our local gang left weapons around wherever, even without the current commotion.
I mean, it's empty, but there is a mag there. Well, yeah, the mag's also empty. Good attention to detail.
Yeah, I'll definitely need to check with Owl. Maurice Pagano. I was never particularly pleased with another accountant moving into my little haven, but over time, the guy proved neutral and useful. Stayed on the first floor, near a main exit. I preferred a little more distance from the beaten path, where he saw an exit on the ground floor. I saw a lack of options.
Got the Christmas tree up, and the stockings, and the ornaments.
Here we are. Pagano, you around?
Eli, still alive, eh? Fantastic.
Yeah, I just got in. You know, to all this noise.
Yeah, sounds like a bit of a mess. Little more than a gang war, to be honest.
Yeah, my thoughts exactly. Any whistles?
None. They passed by my room. They're blocking both stairwells. Otherwise, this floor is untouched.
Think they want you to stay out of it?
That's what's strange. Neither of us bother the gangs, right?
On neutral terms with them. I did see our neighborhood queen go over the edge on my way up, though.
She had this whole place in her pocket. That's a pretty big move. Fences must be to make sure our new tenants keep the advantage.
Rags couldn't afford those fences. Might be stolen.
Mila, my gut tells me you need to be careful. We at least know it's not a blacklisting, obviously.
Yeah, I was wondering. If it is for me, it's in-house.
Right. Or red listing. What company would, though?
I'd have to think about that. Haven't pissed any of them off lately, as far as I know.
Orale, you could, walk away. Recon a bit. Just in case.
Unfortunately not. Got some sensitive whispers stashed up there. Plus the gear.
Right. That fancy armor of yours. I assume you remember where my main stash is? Hit it. Take anything you need.
Understood. Best you lay low for now.
Esperes, if this is worst case, they might have intel on my main. But I have a second one hidden in the elevator shaft on this side of the building. Should be able to get to the maintenance room from downstairs and access it.
Around the fence? They wasted their Akron.
Or stole it for nothing.
You really think they shopped your stash?
I wouldn't put it past them. If it's just a war, they could use the firepower. Traditions and consequences be damned.
Poor decision-making under duress. Fair enough. I guess it's time to find out.
Good hunting. Anything else comes up, I'll line ya.
Appreciated.
They're active in the world, whether they're searching or actively engaging with a player or others. Your HUD will show in either question mark or exclamation mark. Alright.
Ah, shit. Maybe I can slip these guys.
That sounded close.
Well, heal me. First death. Because I don't know where the enemies are. And I don't have a weapon as far as I know. That's one of them. Where's this guy going? Come on, guy, move. Yo, the peripherals are so wide.
Touching an accountant's stash wasn't illegal per se.
I knew there
More
was
so
something in it.
just tradition, seeped in blood. Some of us reacted harshly to our precious belongings being tampered with, and the rest of us didn't nip that in the bud, so it became taboo. Funny how that works.
He's close. Find him.
Be to customize the weapon, have unique attachments, most sure sights, foregrips and suppressors. Okay.
There it is. Not much ammo.
No optics. You have a laser, and that's it. Oh, the laser, why not?
And that's... the hell? Fane. I had absolutely no idea why Fane's men would be here. Were they responding to the gang war? Or near an asset? That didn't make sense. The company had zero interest in this location, as far as I was aware. And they wouldn't be happy some banger caught one of theirs with a lucky round to the throat. Best I listen in, before anything gets too complicated.
Update status, Bravo. Yeah, we're still cleaning up floor 3. No changes to report.
All right. Make sure to check the center as well. Rats might be crawling in the balconies down there. Roger. We'll go have a look.
I see we have a sleep dart.
You son of a bitch. I think a bug just bit me.
There we go. Took a few tries. Multiple footsteps. Okay.
What was that?
You saw nothing.
Eyes on the target.
I didn't realize he was around that wall. I knew he was close. I didn't think he was that close. Try again. I'm gonna keep the sleep dart this time. Oh, he drops a... Man, I don't get an MP5 now. That sucks. Oh, there's a deposit. Okay, cool. Oh, there's 3 in here. I didn't realize there were 3 in here. Now I'm scared. Now I'm scared. Would help if my gun was loaded. 15 shots.
I got you now.
So many footsteps, I can't tell who was gonna come show up first. That's a lot of people.
I think there's something over there. Circle.
Done. Thank you. Do I not have a heal? I do. Heal. Thank you. Alright, simple enough. Honest day's work. Who has their microwave facing this way? Man, that is so inconvenient. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna just get a frozen dinner, whip it up, and cook it that way. What a weirdo. Locked, you say?
Not too happy about Offen Fane's ops. But they know the job's ruthless.
Of course, it would turn towards me and not towards the TV. Kitty! Let's see if I can hide here. Nope. Be good again, I dare you. This isn't Siege, you don't have Picker's advantage. I am better. Thank you. It's an exclamation mark, so someone is here somewhere. What?
Where the hell is everybody?
They're napping. Just like you. Turn around. Thank you.
People got lost in this maze enough as it was. Part of what I liked about this place. Not only was it far off,
Why are there 4 of them in the same room? That's dirty. That is dirty. 4 in the same room. How far? Oh, frick. Okay. Sure. Why not? And now you eat my blade. Simple enough. Oh, look, he's floating. Stop that. You're making Big Fry look bad. You can't be floating. This, on the other hand, is going to be very tricky.
people got lost in this maze enough as it was. Part of what I liked about the place. Not only was it far off, you managed to work your way in the door. You just hit hallway after hallway. Place was built for numbers, not for quality of life.
Oh, I knew it. I'm getting more familiar with the audio in this game. It's a little tricky at first, but I'm starting to understand how close and how far things are. Okay, I get it. You want me to stand here, wait for the guy, knife him, deposit him, move on. That's the plan.
Hi there.
Hi. Reload. Thank you. Should be good. Regardless. Oh, I thought that was a deposit. Guess not. You, I can deposit. Boop. What about this other room? What's in here? Oh, it's a Max Payne room. Labeled with Valkyrie X. Seems strange I planned to deal with it as it was.
Huh.
That's so cool. The dual Berettas, which you can't dual wield in this game, but it's here. Yes, the cloud wallpaper. Oh, you went all the way to do that. Wow. Oh, man. Jersey side home. That's cool.
The fuck is this? Why? Clean skin and tags? They didn't care who was a civvy and who was actually shooting back at him. These shitbags just wiped them all out.
I will try and use this pistol. If I have to use it in a fight. At least for the remainder of this level. I'm gonna crawl a little faster. This reminds me of James Bond. In the fridge you go. Medium ammo. Ooh, we're getting some beefy stuff now, huh? Doggo. Right, we always go in the opposite direction. Okay. Why is it black and white?
Long enough. I I owned both apartments in that corner. Left the latter a little unrenovated and empty looking. Didn't even take that long to set up.
What was that? Something we'll find out later on. Okay, into 1410. 4010. No? Do I have to use my knife? No. Oh, okay, I thought it was 40, 10, and 11 that he had. No, it's 49, 9 and 10. Got it.
Acre 12 refers to the chemical compounds that generate the sudden burst of energy for the nitro capsule solution. Normally, it's extremely volatile. I don't know what they did to make these civvy versions more tame than the military ones.
Man, these guys are horrible at their job. They're still fighting anything and everything, I'll tell you. Mama Fuzzy's Christmas fruitcake in a can. Wouldn't have it any other way. Okay, I'll say it this way. Whoever manufactured this can put the label on upside down. Since I can only inspect the one can, I can only imagine this is a one-off issue. Or hey, maybe this is just how they open up cans in New Houston in the future. Yes, the green energy drink. Fruit flakes.
The cat was gone too. Granted, from the lack of a feline body in the corner, it looked like he slipped around the bend again before the door was kicked in. Motherfucker.
Hey, there's a few of you on response on targets 4. All squads check in. Respond immediately. Exterior, all quiet. Charlie here. We're halfway through the doubling back. No action here. Floor 6 still has some resistance. No sign of Talon.
And there it was. Total confirmation. Betrayal of some sort. I couldn't be sure. If a red list on me came across Charles' desk, I'd like to think he'd at least contact me before stamping it. God damn it. That's a landmine scenario. No time to consider that. Need to get some distance first.
Wait, how many of these doors can I open? Real estate woes. Volatility of the market and land property problems. Real estate's not looking good. I know people were complaining about like the first mission or two being slow. It's like, it's a stealth game. Like, and I know that's like, you know, I can say that because I'm a fan of Big Fry, etc. It's a stealth game. Well, yeah. Hey, we traded. Like, it's a stealth game. It's going to play out slow. Like, and to the benefit of this level, at the very least. Like, the cutscenes aren't long. You know what cutscenes there are.
Didn't notice Bravo didn't check in. Because they're dead. More incompetence. Buys me a little breathing room.
You know, like, you're not stuck going from cutscene to cutscene. There's a lot of dialogue, but I like it like this.
One of the reasons I enjoyed
Where,
jobs
you
for
know,
them.
they're explaining it as you go. They're not holding you hostage.
Controlled risks.
Oh, this is just a trap and a half. Alright, hold on.
I can't.
Open. Thank you. Alright, he didn't realize anything. Cool. I'm gonna assume there's only one other person in here. Like, I'm jiving with it. I understand that it's a stealth action shooter. Like, I'm sure if you spend like 20 minutes in a room, you can maybe get your way around people without having to shoot them or kill them. But as a first time playthrough, I don't have the patience for that. Yep. More inside baseball humor. More more Big Fry lore. Let me just sit here, wait for this guy to come back.
A few moments later.
He's gonna come back, right?
One eternity later.
Right? Right?
The following Thursday.
I guess not. His loss. Holy.
Bravo. Check in.
Sir, my men are beginning to think Bravo might be entirely wiped out.
The Queen's scum must be sneaking around. Go clear out the third.
What if it's Talon down there?
Without that suit, your fears are asinine, squatty. Go send the scum to their queen. Clean it up.
Another stash. Upstairs or downstairs? To the roof, you say. Okay, so we're going downstairs. Yep, another stash. Blocked off. Don't you hate that? Got stashes everywhere. Starting to think this building was holding more than just 2 hitmen. Same day shipping. Whoa. Where? Get out of here.
Getting heavy resistance on 5 and 6. Found their grow. We gotta get the fuck out of here.
Just seemed weird. I genuinely cannot tell what's going on. And I get that there's you know, these guys fighting against Phaser's men, but I'm probably... Oh. So I think this is just a full-on action sequence here. Not really a whole lot of stuff to be had. Which is stealth action, is the point. Like... This is a tough layout. I am playing on hard, so like, they hit me twice, I'm pretty much dead regardless. No, I can't vault that? Okay. I think I did it. Not seeing any more question marks. Oh, now I am. Someone's to my left. Excuse me. We done? Alright, we done. Getting out of this level, finally. Oh, can't vault that. Hold on. Oh, can't vault that. Hold on. Right, nice little mirror's edge jump. Mirror's edge jump. Yee. And that's the first level. It only took me an hour and 20 minutes. Let's go.